Good morning, Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Sunday morning edition of the Hokey video blog. Hope you enjoyed yesterday. Today, not quite as nice. The humidity, the heat, and the storm chances all up. In fact, the humidity is certainly something we saw jump up overnight. That's why it feels a little muggy as you're stepping outside the door this morning. But the fall-like temperatures, they're coming back into the forecast in fairly short order. We just got to get this front through here tonight, and then we'll be able to savor that for at least the next 5 or 6 days. Speaking of fall, here's today's Hokey weather fact, and we're talking about the fact that people generally eat more in the fall than they do in the spring. You may blame this on Thanksgiving, the harvest season. There's a lot of food around, but the real root cause of that is instinctual, because back many generations ago, when you couldn't just go to the grocery store to get food, we used to fatten up or get stocked up with food because the winter season obviously doesn't have as many plants or animals around to eat. So that's just something we've kept doing, even though we've gotten into the industrialized and the digital age. We're still liking to eat more in the fall than we do in the spring. Of course, people don't eat as much in the spring, at least back then, because during the summer months, plenty of plants and animals around to pick and hunt. So, now you know that on today's Hokey weather fact. We're talking about beautiful skies this morning in Shepherdsville. Not everyone has the opportunity, though, to see a sunrise like this, unfortunately, because the clouds are a little more stout down in southern Kentucky at this point. Otherwise, temperatures this morning have been holding in the 70s. We're at 72 here in the city. A few clouds down to our south. Notice how they're breaking up in southwest Indiana, but more clouds coming in from the west. This is a former line of thunderstorms that is going to be moving through. The cloud cover will, and this is a good thing. You know, a lot of the times during the spring and summer months we talk about how a lack of sunshine is good for not getting strong to severe thunderstorms. That's what we've got going on today. The more clouds we can get, the less instability, the less thunderstorm chance, and if those storms do form, it would not be as strong. So, we're rooting on the clouds today. If you see any sunshine, well, that's not going to help too many things when it comes to severe weather this afternoon for those that are not looking for it, which I don't think any of us really are. Hey, cold front out to our west, that's what's going to be generating these strong thunderstorms potentially this afternoon into this evening. High pressure is retreating off to the east, and you'll see a little tropical disturbance there just south of Halifax in eastern Canada. So for us, it's going to be watching what happens with the clouds and, of course, the moisture. We've already got that, but I think we'll see dew points 4 or 5 degrees higher than they are now even. So if you think it's humid now, wait till this afternoon. This stuff's really going to get in here in earnest. That's why we had some of the showers earlier this morning. Could see a shower or two in southern portions of Adair County over the next hour or so, but really it's more toward the afternoon we see some of these scattered to isolated showers pop up. Some of these are not expected to be severe or strong or anything like that. It's when the actual front moves through that will have enough of a kick from the atmosphere to kick off anything that would be a little stronger. We've got the maximum potential for wind shear and stronger winds aloft pretty much across southern Indiana at this point, so if you live north of Salem, that's where you could see one of those stronger storms. Of course, the Storm Prediction Center does have a marginal risk of severe weather out for our southern Indiana counties, all of them. But by 3:30 here on Futurecast, a few more of these isolated to scattered showers, and then things really get going. If the sun comes out, big if there, by 7, 8, 9 o'clock, and then it should be done by then. Notice how Futurecast isn't really painting much, just a few of those isolated showers. That may be what we have to deal with. That might be it. Let's hope that's it. We'll just have to see how this destabilization goes through the afternoon. Should be all done by midnight if this does happen. Of course, the marginal risk of severe weather means a few strong storms, 1 or 2 severe, but at this point, even that looks like a stretch. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, as we go throughout this evening, we'll be seeing the dew points, of course, near the 70-degree mark, but look at Monday and Tuesday. That much cooler, drier air behind the cold front is going to make a huge difference. We're back to where we were at some points last week, but this could even be a greater amount of drier air than what we've seen, because there's a chance we could see dew points in the 40s, which for this time of year is just about unheard of. And really, this is going to feel like fall more than summer for a considerable portion of time this week. Let's update you on Tropical Storm Danny. Of course, it's the height of the tropic season here, especially as we move toward the 1st of October. You'll notice it's kind of disheveled. It's been downgraded from the hurricane status, obviously. Gusts at 65 miles per hour there with the sustained winds at 50. Latest advisory takes it over Hispaniola as a tropical depression, toward Cuba as one. And some of the model tracks are trying to take it off toward Fort Myers, Florida here, West Palm Beach. We'll see how that goes. At this point, it would just be a big slug of rain, which really those folks need. South Florida's been in a drought because they haven't had really any tropical moisture down there to give them much in the way of sustained stratiform rainfall. This would do it, and you'll notice how much of the models down here are trying to take this storm off to the north and west as we go through time here. One of them's trying to go out to the east here. I don't think that's going to happen. The Clipper 5 that you see here, that's just kind of an extrapolation of where it would be if this current track kept going, so don't look at that one. Really look at the ones down here, the reliable ones that are showing you that this may go toward the south of the islands. We'll see if that happens. Otherwise, there are 10,000-foot peaks here on Hispaniola that would help to rip this thing apart. So, in any case, this is not going to be any sort of strong hurricane moving toward the U.S., maybe a tropical depression at best at this point. Here's your 7-day breakdown for us here in the Wave Country area. You'll see the 40% chance of storms today. If you're heading out to the State Fair, your best chance of rain would be during the afternoon and the early evening, say starting at around 4 o'clock or so. Temperatures top out at 88 at that point. If you're out early, if you're out late, you should be rain-free, though, at this point, the way it's looking. The Monday morning bus stop forecast for the kiddos out there does get us down to 63 by tonight. Might need a light jacket for some of those kids in the middle of August. Can you believe that? 80 by the afternoon ride home, though. On your Wednesday, that's Waterfront Wednesday, and that's when we do have temperatures in the 70s throughout the entire duration of the event. It'll be a partly cloudy sky. A little disturbance moving through may generate some clouds, but with the lack of moisture, there's not going to be a rain chance with this one at all, folks. And by the time we get toward the weekend, next weekend, that's when we start to see the moisture start to build in. A ridge of high pressure over the southeast starts to get going. We get that ridging. Yeah, that's when the more standard summer weather comes into play, and you'll see that in the earliest alert outlook as we've got 90s by the 30th. I was tempted to go 90s through the 31st and the 1st, but I think there may be enough of a storm chance there. It'd be scattered storms in the afternoon that it would keep us from reaching that. We may have to make adjustments on that as things go along, but that ridge could really strengthen through the end of the first week of September there, 4th and the 5th. We'll see how that goes. Otherwise, it looks like we're going to have to enjoy this fall preview while we can. It's a good long stretch of it, but next week is also a good long stretch of normal weather, too. So you got to balance what you like with the normal weather for this time of year. That's it for now. I will be back tracking these thunderstorms if they develop this afternoon and this evening. We'll be live with you on Wave 3 News at 6 and 11. You can always catch me on Twitter at Ryan Hoke Wave 3. And, of course, my Facebook page. Just type in Ryan Hoke, and you should see me with the little 3 next to it. That's it for now. Meteorologist Ryan Hoke. Enjoy your Sunday.